Did you know that after age 60, you lose up to 3% of your leg strength every single year? By 70, that is nearly a third of what you once had. Many people accept slower movement, difficulty with stairs, and reduced independence as part of aging. But here is the exciting truth. I have seen people in their 80s rebuild leg strength they thought was gone using just 4 simple exercises that take less than 10 minutes a day. Hello and welcome. My name is Caitlin. Before we begin this journey to restoring your strength, please take a moment to hit the like button below. It helps this video reach more people who need it. And if you want to stay updated with our health tips, please subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications. In this video, I will show you 4 science-backed exercises that can restore leg strength even in your 70s, 80s, or beyond. But first, we must address something that is often overlooked. After the age of 60, it is not just muscle loss that weakens your legs. It is also what scientists call neuromuscular disconnect. This is more than just a scientific term. It describes a foundational reality of aging, the precise communication and coordination between your brain, the control center for all movement, and your leg muscles begin to break down and become compromised. When you think about stepping, standing up, or maintaining balance, your brain needs to send a strong, clear signal. But in a state of neuromuscular disconnect, that signal is weakened and delayed. To visualize this, the disconnect is like trying to use a high-quality phone that is stuck in an area with a very weak signal. Although your muscles and nervous system are still physically present, the hardware is good. The commands from the operator, the brain, cannot travel to the leg muscles clearly and effectively. This faulty signaling is the underlying reason behind shuffling gaits, feelings of instability, and the struggle to perform complex actions like climbing stairs. The exciting news, however, is that the solution is not just about building back lost muscle mass. The targeted exercises we are about to review have a powerful dual function. They are specifically designed not only to strengthen the physical muscles, but also to actively rewire those compromised neural pathways. The objective is to restore the strong signal between your brain and your lower body, allowing you to regain precise motor control. Imagine the scenario using another analogy. Your muscles are a dedicated team of workers, ready and willing to perform, but their supervisor, the brain, has stopped giving clear and decisive instructions. The result is that the overall work, your movement, becomes chaotic, inefficient, and lacking in power. These 4 exercises are scientifically designed to address both sides of the equation simultaneously. They strengthen the team of workers, the muscles, and, at the same time, retrain the supervisor, the neural pathways. This ensures that the brain's commands are received and executed accurately, resulting in movements that are stronger and more controlled. It is crucial to recognize that not all exercises are equally effective in achieving this vital neuromuscular reconnection and functional gain. That is why we will guide you through 4 essential movements that have been specifically selected to target the key muscle groups necessary for sustained strength and independence. We will provide both easier and more challenging variations for each one, guaranteeing that every person, regardless of their current mobility level, can perform them safely and achieve consistent progress. Our first foundational movement is the modified step-up. This exercise is widely regarded as the single most functional movement for maintaining independence as we age, and for excellent reason. It precisely mimics the vital, everyday motions that determine our ability to navigate the world comfortably and safely. Consider the common challenges of aging: successfully climbing a full flight of stairs without losing breath, confidently entering or exiting a tall vehicle without requiring assistance, or simply stepping over an unexpected curb or threshold. The modified step-up trains the body to execute these exact motions with essential strength, unwavering stability, and conscious control. From a scientific perspective, research into this movement confirms its profound benefit to our mobility. The modified step-up is unique because it forces the simultaneous activation of 3 major muscle groups, essential for lower body power and stability. These are the powerful quadriceps that run along the front of your thigh, the robust glutes in your rear, and the critical hip stabilizers that are responsible for keeping your pelvis level and steady as you transfer your weight. Activating all three of these groups together ensures that your body operates as a unified, stable system, rather than relying too heavily on any single muscle group, which is a key strategy in preventing the kinds of shifts and imbalances that lead to falls. To perform this exercise correctly and safely, we must first focus on the appropriate setup. You will require a stable step or platform that is low to the ground, ideally between 2 to 4 inches high. This specific, low height is intentional, as it allows you to build foundational strength without putting excessive and unnecessary strain on the knee joints. A firm, low step stool or even a thick, solid stack of books can serve as your platform. Crucially, you must stand directly facing the step with your feet positioned about hip-width apart for optimal stability. It is imperative to have a sturdy object nearby, such as a robust kitchen counter, a solid wall, or the back of a heavy chair, to provide necessary balance support. The execution requires precision, beginning with the correct breathing and movement initiation. Take a deep, conscious breath in through your nose to prepare your core for the movement. As you slowly exhale through your mouth, step up onto the platform with your stronger leg first. This is a critical point. The goal is not merely to lift yourself using momentum. Instead, you must concentrate on the effort. We want you to deliberately press through the entire foot that is planted on the step, making sure your weight is distributed evenly across your heel and the ball of your foot, rather than just pushing off with your toes. Mentally, you should be imagining that you are powerfully pushing the floor away from you, not pulling your body up to meet the step. This mental cue ensures maximum recruitment of the powerful gluteal and quadricep muscles, leading to greater strength gain. Once the first leg is firmly planted and supporting your weight, bring the other foot up to meet it fully on the step. At the very top of the movement, pause for a full 1 second. While pausing, consciously lift your chest and maintain a tall, upright posture, avoiding any tendency to slouch forward. This momentary hold is essential for training the hip stabilizers and improving your dynamic balance, a crucial aspect of fall prevention. Now, we transition to the most important phase for building real-world strength, the controlled descent. While inhaling, you must slowly step back down to the floor with the same leg that you stepped up with. The descent must be extremely controlled, avoiding any use of momentum or the mistake of plopping your foot down onto the floor. This slow, controlled lowering is what truly builds the eccentric strength needed to safely manage your body weight when walking downstairs and navigating uneven terrain. The recommended protocol for achieving lasting results is consistent and highly manageable. We strongly recommend performing 8 to 10 repetitions on each side. Once you have completed one full set on your right leg, switch immediately to your left leg and repeat the same number of repetitions. This entire sequence should be performed twice per day, for example, once in the morning to prepare you for the day, and once in the evening to end your day strong. Remember, consistency in form and frequency is the single most important factor for success with the modified step-up. Proper technique always trumps speed or trying to use a step that is too high. Exercise number 2 is standing heel raises. Now, most people underestimate the power of this next exercise, but it is absolutely critical for preventing falls and maintaining your independence. Standing heel raises target your calf muscles, but they do something even more important. They strengthen the tiny stabilizer muscles in your ankles and feet that keep you upright. Here is a fascinating fact. Your calves are sometimes called your second heart. Every time they contract, they help pump blood back up from your legs to your heart. This means heel raises are not just building strength, they are improving circulation, reducing swelling, and even helping prevent blood clots, which is especially important if you spend a lot of time sitting. Some research shows that calf strengthening exercises, especially when you focus on the eccentric or lowering phase, can significantly reduce fall risk in older adults, potentially by improving balance and muscle control. Here is how to do it properly. Stand with your feet hip-width apart, toes pointing forward. Place your hands on a counter, sturdy chair back, or wall for light support, just fingertips, not gripping. Before you lift, take a breath in. As you exhale, slowly rise up onto the balls of your feet, lifting your heels as high as comfortable. Think about making yourself taller, reaching the crown of your head toward the ceiling. Hold at the top for 2 full seconds. This pause is important for strengthening. Now, here is the critical part. As you inhale, lower your heels back down very slowly, taking 3 to 4 seconds to reach the floor. This slow lowering phase is what triggers the most muscle growth and strength gains. Your calves are actually working harder during this lowering phase than when you lift up. Aim for 3 sets of 12 to 15 repetitions, once in the morning and once in the evening. As you get stronger over the next few weeks, try this progression. Hold at the top for 3 seconds instead of 2, or reduce how much you are holding on for support. Eventually, you can challenge yourself by doing single leg heel raises or holding light hand weights. A common mistake I see is bouncing at the bottom or rushing through the movement. Remember, controlled and deliberate always beats fast and careless. Exercise number 3 involves ankle circles and toe taps. This third exercise is one that almost no one talks about, but it is absolutely essential for restoring full leg function. Ankle circles and toe taps work together to strengthen your calves, shins, and the intricate network of muscles and tendons around your ankles. These are the areas that stiffen up first as we age, leading to that shuffling walk pattern that increases fall risk. Research from the Journal of Foot and Ankle shows that maintaining ankle mobility and strength is one of the strongest predictors of walking speed and balance in older adults. Think about it. Your ankles are the foundation for everything your legs do. If the foundation is weak or stiff, everything above it has to compensate. Let us start with ankle circles. You can do these seated in a sturdy chair or lying down, whichever is more comfortable. Extend one leg out slightly, keeping your knees soft, not locked. Now, slowly rotate your ankle in a circle, as if you are drawing a circle with your big toe. Go clockwise for 10 circles, making them as large as you comfortably can. Then reverse and go counterclockwise for 10 circles. As you do this, breathe naturally and try to isolate the movement to just your ankle. Your whole leg should not be moving. Now for toe taps. With the same leg extended, flex your foot back toward your shin as far as comfortable. Hold for 1 second. Then point your toes away from you. That is 1 rep. This movement strengthens your shin muscles, the ones that lift your foot, and your calf muscles, the ones that point your foot. Do 15 to 20 toe taps on each leg. The breathing pattern here is simple. Exhale as you flex your foot up. Inhale as you point down. This rhythmic breathing keeps you from holding your breath and helps maintain a steady pace. Do this sequence on both legs 2 to 3 times throughout your day. The beauty of this exercise is you can do it anywhere, while watching TV, talking on the phone, or even sitting at the dinner table. Many of my patients do these first thing in the morning before getting out of bed, which is a perfect time because it wakes up the muscles and joints before you put weight on them. As you progress, add a resistance band around your foot to increase the challenge, or do the toe taps more slowly, holding each position for 2 to 3 seconds. Exercise number 4 is marching in place. This final exercise is what I call the great integrator because it brings together everything we have been working on: leg strength, balance, coordination, and that crucial brain-to-muscle connection I mentioned earlier. Marching in place strengthens your hip flexors, quads, and core while improving your walking pattern and cardiovascular fitness. A study published in 2021 in Gait and Posture found that regular marching exercises improved walking speed and endurance by 28% in adults over 70. But here is what makes this exercise particularly powerful. It forces each leg to support your full body weight independently, which is exactly what happens when you walk. It is one of the most functional movements for maintaining independence. You have 2 options here: seated marching if you are building confidence, or standing marching if you are ready for more challenge. Let us start with seated. Sit toward the front edge of a sturdy chair, with feet flat on the floor, about hip width apart. Sit up tall with your chest lifted. Posture matters here. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, lift your right knee up as high as comfortable, as if you are trying to bring it toward your chest. Your foot should come completely off the floor. Hold for 1 second, Then lower it down with control as you inhale. Now do the same with your left knee. That is one complete march. The key is alternating legs in a steady rhythm. Lift, lower, lift, lower. As you do this, engage your core muscles. Imagine pulling your belly button gently toward your spine. This protects your lower back and builds stability. Start with 20 total marches, 10 on each side, and work up to 30 to 40 over time. For standing marching, use a counter or sturdy chair back for light balance support. The movement is the same, but now you are working against gravity while standing, which significantly increases the challenge and the benefit. Lift each knee to a comfortable height. You do not need to bring it super high. Even getting your thigh parallel to the floor is excellent. Focus on standing tall and maintaining good posture throughout. Here is a progression tip. As you get stronger, try reducing how much you hold on, lifting your knees slightly higher, or increasing your speed to make it more cardiovascular. You can even add arm movements, swinging the opposite arm forward as each leg lifts, just like natural walking. Do this for 2 to 3 sets throughout your day, starting with 30 seconds per set and building up to 1 to 2 minutes as your endurance improves. So, here is your daily routine. Do all 4 exercises once in the morning and once in the evening. The entire routine takes less than 10 minutes. Start with the lowest intensity versions and progress gradually. Within 3 to 4 weeks, you should notice you are walking with more confidence, getting up from chairs more easily, and feeling steadier on your feet. Remember, consistency beats intensity. It is better to do these exercises correctly at an easier level every single day than to push too hard once a week. Your legs are designed to move and strengthen at any age. You just need to give them the right stimulus. Now, get up, choose one exercise, and take action. Your 80-year-old self will thank you.